Hello everyone and welcome back to Tron Identity, and let's just jump right in and continue where we left off. And I just want to say that before I started this recording, I have watched the first two movies, so the 1982 one and the 2010 one. So I still have Ares left to see, but I felt like the first two, since they were released before this game, were more important for me to understand the story and, you know, the different names of things, like the difference between a user and a program and, yeah, stuff like that. The nuances should be easier to understand for me now. But yeah, let's head to the library. The library is vast. Undulating distant platforms hang from the walls. The air is wet, the cold white glow of the space dreamlike. But it is the trees that make the grandest impression, tall and old and impossibly complex. They curl and swirl in this energy falls before you. You've never seen anything like them before. Not something. Grish leans conspiratorially towards you. This isn't a place I'm comfortable. Program. Learn what you want to learn from the library, but remember, we're here so that you can question something. You go to correct him, but before you can, you're interrupted. You brought a friend, Grish? A program stands next to you, glowing white like the room around her. You enjoy my garden? An intriguing detail. She smiles. Unknowable permutations of intriguing detail. She kneels down, checking the leaves of a tiny plant at her feet. She turns each over in her fingertips, inspecting them in turn. Content, she stands up, smiling again. Grish smirks. I am Ada. Welcome to my garden. It's beautiful. No, for artificial nature. A different smile, something approaching pride. You have the sense she'd never admit as much, though. Thank you, Query. This is the greatest library on the grid. It is the centerpiece of the repository, the very purpose of its existence. Before you lies the grand total knowledge from nearly 2,000 cycles of our society. From the founders to this moment, all of it pristine. Ada walks over to a tree, grand and towering. She reaches out a hand, brushes a leaf, letting its energy fizzle at her touch. A crackle of utter sonic complexity. You've seen trees before, I imagine. Of course. Do you know what they are? I know what real trees are. A decoration inspired by the users? They are certainly beautiful, but that's not the whole story. Trees are data, records of our history, not individuals, but an entire society. They are our memory at a cultural level. I understand you work with identity discs as part of your investigations. Has the similarity between these forms and that of the data you see in your travels never struck you as interesting? She pulls her hand away from the leaf. Your order, the DOT, you do not interfere, you seek truth, but seek to have no impact on the world. Whatever. Okay, I am annoyed at the text speed. Now let's do this. Okay, so I can actually read it. Okay. Your order, the DOT, you do not interfere, you seek truth, but seek to have no impact in the world you investigate. The echoes of your kind in my garden are quieter than most. You believe her, it is as intended. I have questions. I am sure you do. Ask them, take your time, and then I have someone to introduce you to. Remember why we're here, program. At multiple points in your investigation, you'll have the opportunity to dig deeper via investigation choices. marked with a magnifying glass. Take your time to ask as many as you like, then move on. Okay. If trees occur naturally, why have a garden? She nods, respecting the question. It is one she has been asked before. The data of trees in the wild is rich. They capture all around them, but the noise is also chaotic, unguided, raucous even. In my library, I can cultivate the data, refine it, prune it. I can find the truth and preserve it for future generations. That sounds like an enormous task. Ada exhales, almost a chuckle. It is, but I have time and relatively few interruptions until tonight. I am grateful to do what I love. You believe her. I know my role. I was expecting shelves, books. A laugh. As with Prince's shelves of user entertainments, I don't blame you. So much of our world is contextualized via the users and their arcane and oblique practices. I have been speaking to my guest at length on the topic. It is an irony that they had to cut down their trees and transform them into books. Our method is lossless. How long does it take to learn to read this data? How long did it take you to learn to read the data of an identity disk, to guide programs to the truths they already knew? Yeah, it takes many cycles to study, but you don't learn much before you find yourself in the field. Precisely. It is the same with my work. As with many things, the library has no value without the one who can use it. Any memory loss? She looks confused. There seems to be some of it going around, maybe linked to the explosion? No, nothing. Maybe we were insulated from the bulk of it. The trees blocked the storm. Not all of them survived, though. Some of my saplings, the recent and obscure, seem to have been shattered by the force of the explosion. I may be able to rebuild, replant, but I am sure we have lost a great deal. You don't have backups? She shakes her head. That would be illegal. Core demand that all curated data remain here in the library, accessible to them when desired. To take anything out of the building would be a crime. A pause. I am sorry for my outburst. It is a blessing you are here tonight. Flynn be thanked. Let's move on. As you wish. The library's motions towards the center of the library. A platform juts out into the humid air. Please follow me to the observation deck. Both of you. As you walk, she explains. Under normal circumstances, this is a space of tranquility. The observation deck provides a place to meditate, to consider the knowledge collected here. All of those are interesting. Yeah, let's go for that one. Action without action. A student of Flynn? I read. Indeed. You're in the right place. You continue walking. A bright energy field surrounds the end of the platform. Ada notes your reaction. A safety measure under normal circumstances. It would be unfortunate to fall from the perch. Grish smiles. And a perfect prison under irregular circumstances. You're now close enough to see that the energy field has an occupant, an exceptionally tall figure sitting cross-legged in its center. I will leave you alone with him. I encourage you to be respectful. This is, after all, an ambassador. a guest in my garden. A traitor in our midst. Allegedly. Ada winces. My guest, Grish. Grish gestures her away. The man in the energy field looks up as you approach. Sad eyes peer out from the strangely pale face, faceted and lit by two bright eyes. It is a timeless face, and one you instinctively know has seen a great deal. Greetings, programs. Grish sneers. Greetings. I should introduce myself. I am Sierra, ambassador for the Automata. Automata? I don't know. I am pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm Query of the DOT. I've been asked to investigate events tonight. I've been told you are a criminal, but I will form my own opinion. You have my word. You nod respectfully. Grish grimaces, unimpressed. Sierra smiles. You find yourself fascinated by the structure and patterning of his face, the way it contorts in a flawed attempt to mimic a very user expression. You try not to stare. He notices. Am I your first automata, Query? Yes, I'm sorry for staring. He looks at you quizzically. It can be strange to be exposed to the new. The automata have kept to ourselves for some time. It's reasonable that the rest of society would be surprised by our appearance. In truth, I am proud of the difference. We choose not to look like the users of myth, but walk our own path. I stared only because you look transcendent. Thank you. This is only a pale approximation of my true form, however. Among your kind, I do what I can to approach the aesthetics of a user. I've been told it makes you more comfortable to be reminded of your myths. His smile broadens. Let's get to the matter at hand, my crimes. Grish steps forward. You know what you did. Grish, do you even know what you're accusing me of? Grish tightens. His frustration growing. Directness seems to be the best path. Okay. Did you steal something, Sierra? Sierra feigns sorrow. You figured it out. Yes, I did. I stole an enormous amount of something very, very special. My pockets are filled with ill-gotten wealth. I specifically, and with forethought, came to the repository today to steal from you, and especially to steal from Grish here. Grish's fists tighten, a flash of light plays across his face. Tell the truth, liar! The prisoner stands, slowly. He is a giant, almost twice your height. He looms over you. There is great strength there, but also a gentleness to his posture, his movements. I am not your enemy, Query, and I don't believe you are mine either. I will happily answer your questions if you return to me. I will help in every way I can, but I fear I am as ignorant as anybody else here. He points to Grish. But that one? That one cannot join us again. His mind is locked on target. He will not find your real culprit for you. Sierra turns his back to you. Your conversation is over for the time being. Prince needs to hear what happened here. Yeah, you didn't help, Grish. The office is still as grand and impressive as it was the last time you were here. You and Grish approach. A silent nod indicates that your colleague wants you to take the lead again. Prince stands at the window. As you approach, he turns. A smile of recognition. Welcome back, program. It's good to be back. I mean, a nod. I fear things have continue to slide in your absence, I find myself increasingly forgetful. Some kind of lasting symptom of the explosion, you think? That seems to be the case. I've heard. I find it profoundly unsettling to be myself, but also to have parts missing. I am a program that prides myself on my memory, my user-given... No, I go too far. I thank the users for my gifts, of course. Prince looks out the window. Tonight I am jealous of the programs out there who continue their ebb and flow untouched by what has happened here. How many programs function entirely in the dark? How many remain ignorant, so peaceful? Isn't this place built to keep them ignorant? Prince recoils. What do you mean? Yeah, let's go for that one. I spoke to the librarian. Then you know the objective is not to hide, but to frame information. Prince wobbles slightly, imperceptibly. Grish notices. Are you alright, Administrator? He straightens. Of course, I'm just a little off balance from tonight's events. I find it hard to focus in on the detective's points and questions. I've forgotten so much from earlier. You can help, program? I can. Then do it, please. Help me put things back together a little. Prince takes the disc from his back, hands it to Grish, who hands it to you. Okay. Oh boy, that's a lot of stuff! Clear 5 cards of the same suit consecutively, okay. Okay. You cannot do anything with locked cards until your next move. Oh, okay, so these will lock after my next move. Got it. Okay, no. You want me to do that? Okay. Oh, interesting. So if I remove those, they do not lock. Interesting. Or well, not that round anyway. Obviously, they will still lock on the following rounds. But I don't think I'm gonna end up unlocking the location, unfortunately. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to go back because I don't think I have any moves. Yeah. There we go. A new rubric. The orange light of the administrator fizzled, blinking occasionally, common for programs of his advanced age. His voice croaked as he asked his last question. Do you understand? He fiddled with the light rings on his fingers as Prince considered everything he'd been told. He had studied under his mentor for 100 cycles, learning everything that could be learned about the repository and its many functions. In every sense that mattered, he did indeed understand. He also understood that the administrator hated him, that ego and pride would never allow him to accept Prince as his successor. He was old and fat and utterly useless, taking up space that Prince had earned many times over. It was in that moment that Prince decided to de-res his mentor at the earliest opportunity. He knew his function. Nice. You hand the disc back to Grish, who replaces it on Prince's back. Prince stretches, rolling his neck, and smiles to himself. Ah, that's better. He turns to face you. So, what is your conclusion in this case? I mean, that definitely seems true. That is definitely not true. I have no reason to not believe what he said. Him, on the other hand, he was still very me defragging his disc didn't really do that much, it seemed. I mean, sure, there had been an explosion and he was right there. Which, I mean, he said he didn't see anyone, so that leads me to believe that maybe he did it, but I don't know. I'm gonna say it's too early to say. Yes, quite. I respect your discretion in the matter. How long does this usually take? As long as it takes. Watch your tone, program. I'm simply telling you the truth. Prince tightens. Time is short, and it is important your work here is swift. I am, of course, comfortable to answer any questions you may have of me or Grish here before you resume your investigation. Ask as many as you like. How will Sierra's fellow programs react to his imprisonment? Prince laughs. Not well, I imagine. As you no doubt gathered from your conversation with him, his kind, the Automata, stand directly opposed to the sanctity of our civilization. They blaspheme and they mock, and they bring nothing to back up their outlandish claims. They refuse the existence of the users, but can provide no evidence of their absence. It is infuriating. Prince shrinks back a little from his tirade. More of his kind every day, making demands of the rest of us. I sincerely hope they are not foolish enough to start a fight over this. You are uncertain of his sincerity. How long before the explosion did Cass arrive with the item for storage? Barely enough time for us to register the arrival on our system. Whoever did this, they knew ahead of time. They planned this. It's not good. Points to someone with information about our procedures. Oh, it's far worse than that. It implies the involvement of someone with information about the procedures of Core. Prince winces. Whoever did this knows more about the comings and goings of our vault than I do. Why hide away all this information? Did Ada not give you her usual speech about pruning and refining information? Prince smiles. We don't hide anything. We maintain society via careful control of data. It requires a delicate and respectful touch. There is information that can kill, program. That doesn't sit well with you. No more questions. As you wish. Prince's head tilts slightly to the side and he raises 2 fingers to his ear. An incoming message. Yes. Where? I see. He looks back to you, a determined flash to his eyes. It would appear we have an issue. Where? Prince appears shaken. My exterior guards tell me a known criminal has just landed on the building. Her name is Proxy. Have you encountered her before? Her name rings a bell. It should. I believe she is wanted for a number of crimes, some of the worst imaginable. Grish tenses. She's a thief, a pirate. No respect at all for the work done here. Prince goes to his shelves and begins to pack a few items into a small bag. This is no coincidence. She must surely be involved in the theft tonight. I am moving to a secure location. Grish, you're coming with me. As you wish. Query, for my security, I'm afraid I can't tell you where I'm going. I will still be in the repository, but I will be unavailable for now. He finishes filling the bag up and seals it. I know your order doesn't engage in ongoing events, that you are forbidden from interfering, but I need you to reconsider that oath in service of myself, our work, and core. I need you to go up there and meet this interloper. I need you to find out her involvement in the vault explosion and prevent her from doing any more damage. When the time is right, I will return. I mean, feels like too much of a coincidence that she would arrive so soon after the explosion. It's like she is expecting someone to deliver something to her. So yeah, of course I will ask questions. I will ask questions. That's all I need for now. I trust you'll make the right decision, if one must be made. He picks up the bag and heads to the elevator. Grish follows behind, disc in hand. She's on the landing pad, Query. I suspect some of your answers are up there with her. Alright. Well, we'll be heading over there in the next episode, because this is it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!